doing today? I want to kind of drop in here and have a conversation with you all, a little talk here about advice. And the question for the day is, whom do you take advice from? And I want you to think about that in this perspective. We oftentimes will look at advice that people may provide to us, and that advice may not always come from people that may be more successful than where we are, but it can indeed be someone that may be on the same level. And from looking at it at that point, what are your thoughts about that? How do you feel about taking advice from someone who is not at the level that you would normally take advice from somebody around? So we're going to break this down into two parts. The first part we're going to talk about is taking advice from people who are more successful than you. So depending on what stage that you are in your life, it normally seems like that you would take advice from someone on a higher level. So let's go ahead and dig into it. So what made me think about this is we all have had friends around. And as friends will lift each other up, and friends are most definitely supposed to support one another as they move on and around through life. And as you're moving, you're navigating through society, you get to a certain point and you feel that you have made it. And from that point, you decide whether you're going to pass information on to others, or you'll wait for others to come to you and ask you for advice and questions and things like that. And depending on what you pour into that person is going to determine how they're going to put it back into the atmosphere. So what we have is, we may have a younger adult who may look at somebody who's their senior, and they may say, you know what, I see that they've made it to this specific point in life. They may have been the peak of their career, they may be on the top of their career, and I want to be able to have a conversation circle around that. I want them to be able to give me some tips, some gems, or they may be dropping gems to people who are on their way up. Now, you may also get advice from people who may not be doing as good. It could be a relative, it could be an uncle and auntie that have the opportunity, but they didn't take it, and they are almost kind of like living dreams through, they may be living the dream through them, and they're taking that information that they wish they would have done, and they're letting the young person know, hey, I wish I would have done this at this age in my life. Don't mess up like I did. And so today, I don't believe that there are many young adults that are willing to take advice from someone that is not doing as good as them. So say, for example, you may have a young adult who may be pushing $50,000 a year. Do you think they're going to take advice from somebody, especially with dealing with finances, who is making $30,000 a year? Or do you think they're going to take advice from somebody that's making $75,000 to $80,000 a year? And more than likely, they're going to go to somebody making much higher than them. But you can't leave out that experience as well taps into that, and that experience is what's going to help drive the conversation. So as they're talking, they're going along, they're having these conversations, they're moving, they're shaking things up, then you're able to continuously pass that down generation to generation. And that's why it's so important that before having kids, that it is absolute best that the parents position themselves in a way where the kids could be successful. That means the parents cannot halfway do something then expect their kids to do the full thing, because it's just not going to go that way. Kids are going to take advice from people who are doing better than them, because they see the outcome. And the outcome that they see, they want to move forward or from that. When I look at someone, like when I take myself into instance, I look at where I'm at in life. And I may have somebody who's the same age as me that may be doing way better. And so I will look and start to surround myself with people that are doing things like I'm doing, not in the same field per se, but like it's in, they're on the positive note of wanting to do better. And so what happens is people sometimes can get intimidated when people outshine them. They will steer away, they will move, they don't associate. But then your true friends are the ones that's going to want to socialize and socialize about things that's going to help grow the friendship community that you all are in. So the higher you climb, the smaller your circle get, the more that you're going to get out of life and things like that. So when you look at it and you stand back and you look, as you get older, you begin to realize what works and what doesn't work. And what doesn't work is jealousy. What doesn't work is you not being able to receive constructive criticism. Because if your friends can't criticize you, nobody else can. And it's definitely best to make sure that if you're going to go out here and be the best person that you can be, why not be the best person that you can be while getting advice from someone who wants to do better? So definitely like this and subscribe, people, to the channel, OreoOlive.com. Look forward to bringing more content to you soon.